So go ahead and take a comfortable seat on your mat this morning. We'll get started. Notice your seat for a moment and notice if you're pulling your spine forward or if you're slouching your spine back. Try to find a seat where you can sit tall and long, but it feels balanced front to back. And balance left to right. Notice the left and right sides of the body. Notice your left and right shoulders. And feel like the shoulders sit evenly and relax evenly away from your ears. And all of our yoga practices should be mindfulness practices. So all of the yoga asana, the poses, all of the breathing exercises, they're meant to set us up to be able to experience stillness of mind. So today we're just going to let ourselves focus on the mindfulness aspects of the practice. We're going to move a little more slowly. I'm going to talk about making sure we're moving with our breath. And I know that gets thrown around a lot, but today I'll detail a little bit more how we do that. And so making sure that we're present to each and every movement, present to each and every breath as we practice today. The idea being that by the end, our mind has had an hour's worth of present moment awareness practice so that we could sit in meditation if we wanted to, or so that we've had an opportunity to really change the channel in the mind to experience something different. So take a moment now to notice sounds you can hear around you. See if as you listen, could you let your ears scan around and maybe notice 4 or 5 different sounds that you can hear. Listen closely. One of those sounds might be the soft sound of your own breath moving in and out. Okay, then switch your awareness and notice 4 things that you can feel. It could be like your seat on your mat or your shins on the floor. You can feel the temperature of your hands, whether they're touching your legs or touching one another. You can probably notice movement of breath in your lungs. So we can use our physical senses in this way to help draw us into the present moment. Noticing things we can hear, touch, feel, maybe see or taste. Just allow your mind to settle into these present moment experiences. Okay, when you're ready, we'll bring our hands up to heart center. And take a deep breath that really stretches your lungs, lifts your sternum bone up into your thumb. This breath moving slightly deeper. And we'll begin class this morning singing 3 ohms. And again, sing along at home if you like. If you'd rather just listen, that'll be nice too. We'll try to do the breathing together. Take a deep exhale. Now let yourself notice the absence of sound after we sang Om. Okay, so we'll remain seated for the first few movements of class today. Wait for your inhale. You can even keep your eyes closed, and then as your inhale comes, reach your arms up overhead. Use your whole inhale to reach your arms up, and then when you exhale, reach your arms down, and really focus on using the whole exhale to move the arms down. Okay, again, when you inhale, use the whole inhale to reach the arms up. Let your whole inhale to reach the arms down. And then do that again, just noticing all parts that you can feel along the way up, all the different sensations in the body. We're going to take our arms up to, I call this Cactus Pose. I lived in Arizona for a lot of years. So we'll inhale here. And when we exhale, we'll twist to the left side. As you inhale, come forward to center. Use your whole exhale to twist to the right. Do that again as you inhale, come through center. Use your whole exhale to twist to the left, and then take your hands down. Right hand can touch the left knee, left hand can go behind you. Notice all the sensations you can feel on your inhale, and when you exhale, engage your belly a little bit more to twist deeper. Okay, now keep your twist. Look forward over your right shoulder, and then let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Okay, now wait for the instruction. Use your whole inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Okay, we're going to exhale and bend the elbows. Inhale here, and then use your whole exhale to twist to the right. You can touch your hands down to deepen your twist. Engage your belly when you exhale, and just watch the inhale flow of your breath, the exhale flow of your breath, and what happens and how your body moves. And then turn your gaze forward over your left shoulder and drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Use your whole inhale to reach your arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to take our hands to the floor. You can move that block from underneath you if you were sitting on one, or just come to sit on your mat. Okay, here we're going to press our feet to the floor. Take your hands back and point your fingertips towards your hips. Okay, press down here, roll your shoulders onto your back, push into your feet, and then can you inhale and lift your hips up? And as you exhale, set your hips back down. So another movement, we're going to use the whole inhale to come up, the whole exhale to come down. Let's do two more. There's no point where we're holding our breath. Let yourself notice how your body feels. Good, and from here, we're gonna roll down onto our back. You pull your knees into your chest. Feel your breath spread into the back of the lungs on your mat. Okay, now from here, we're going to take our knees up right over the hips and push your low back into the floor. We're going to reach our arms forward towards the feet, and with an inhale, curl your chest up off the floor like you were going to touch your nose to your knee, and then slowly roll your vertebrae down one at a time. Reach your arms up overhead. Okay, as you exhale, not using any momentum, but just the core to lift up. Lift your nose towards your knees. And then lower down slowly. Reach your arms up overhead. Good. As you exhale, again, no momentum, but use your core engagement to lift up. That's number 3. Slowly lower spine to the floor. Arms go up. Keep your low back pressing into the ground. Exhale, come up slowly, engaging your belly for 4. As you inhale, vertebrae one at a time back to the ground, arms up. Okay, last one here. Reach your arms forward, then start to lift the chest, heart, and nose towards your knees. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Pull your knees into your chest. Good job. Okay, now from here, we're going to interlace our fingers, take your hands behind the head. Okay, we're going to lift our head up and then reach your feet straight up to the sky. Okay, again, push your low back into the floor as strong as you can. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower our right foot about halfway down. Push your low back into the floor and then lift it up. We're going to do the same right side 4 more times. Lower about halfway down. Reach through your toes and then pick it up. Good. Lower for 3 as you exhale. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you lower. 4. Inhale as you come up. Okay, 1 more exhale as you lower. Good. Let your right foot go all the way to the floor. And then interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Let's take an easy hamstring stretch here. If it's a lot for your hamstring, feel free to bend your knee. Root your inner right thigh to the floor. Activate your right leg. Okay. And then just bend your left knee into the chest. Grab your shin. Pull your knee up towards your armpit. Press your right heel forward. Okay. We're going to reach both feet straight up to the sky again. Interlace your hands behind your head. Okay, and then lift your head up. Push your low back into the floor here and keep it pushing down. Inhale at the top, and when you exhale, lower your left leg about halfway. Good, back up to the top for 1. Okay, exhale for 2. And up, lower for 3, nice and slow, reach through your toe. Up, good, 4. Up, okay, and 5. Good. Lower your left foot all the way to the ground then. Okay, flex your left toe so your toes pointing towards the sky. Grab behind your right thigh. Push your heel up and towards the ceiling. And draw your right thigh towards you. Breathe here. Anchor your left inner thigh to the ground. Push forward through your left heel. And then bend your right knee. Pull your right knee up towards your armpit. Good. Cross your ankles, hug your knees into your chest, and we're going to rock a few times on our back here. So you can come up to a seat, rock back, and do maybe 1 or 2 more of these little easy rocks. And then we'll come all the way up. You can turn your legs to the back of your mat on your shins. See if you can bring your knees close to the midline for this one, Child's Pose. Walk your hands forward, let your forehead rest on the ground. Take a few breaths. So part of our mindfulness in yoga is just watching the effect of every inhale and exhale in the body. So we follow the breath with our attention. And we're able to make subtle adjustments in our body as we move and as we breathe. Okay, we're gonna come forward and then turn over onto your right side. You can place your right elbow just underneath your right shoulder a little bit forward, and then straighten your right heel to the back of your mat, flex your foot. Okay, you can take your left foot behind your right knee or in front of it as you prefer. I'm gonna take mine behind. Okay, now here, I'm gonna push into my elbow and both feet to lift my hip up off the ground. So I'm in a forearm kind of side plank. Okay, I'm gonna take my left hand to my left hip, and now I'm gonna lower and lift my hip a few times. So lower right hip down, and then lift it up, engaging the side belly. Okay, lower it down, good, and lift it up, engaging the side belly. Okay, lower down, up, good. Fire the side core muscles, lower and lift. Okay, we've got two more. Lower, hover that hip off the floor, lift up, squeeze the side belly. Yep, let it work. Lower one more, and up. Good. Okay, we're gonna come on down now. Turn back to your knees and up towards table pose. We're gonna kick our right leg back, press your heel back, and then swing that right foot way out to the side of your left, or out the left side of your yoga mat. Tuck your toe, press through your right heel, and then kind of crescent moon shape your side body and look back at your right heel, so stretching out through the right side. Feel your breath along the right side body here. And on your next inhale, pick up through that heel, stretch it back. And on your exhale, bend your right knee and squeeze that knee towards your right shoulder. Hold it there for a moment. Good, kick it back. And then exhale, bring your knee straight underneath the midline to your nose. Hold there for 3. Breathe into your back, 2, 1. Wait for your inhale to kick that heel back. Good, and then you're gonna tuck your right toe, leave your left toe where it is, press into your hands and lift up and back for an asymmetrical down dog. Press your right heel towards the floor. Should feel like a nice right side calf stretch. Take a breath into that. Good, and you're gonna come forward and turn onto your left side. Okay, so lying on your left side body, take your left elbow a little bit forward of your left shoulder. Flex your left foot on the floor. Put your right foot either in front or behind your knee. Okay, press everything into the ground and lift up. Feel your side body muscles engage on the left. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Good, lower to hover your hip. Okay, and up, engage your belly. Lower to hover your hip. Up, engage your belly. Good, for 3. Up. Good, 2. Fire up the core. Last 1. Okay, left side body active. Good, and then turn to the floor, table pose. Okay, kick your left heel back, press through your heel and push that foot as if there were a wall behind you and you're pushing your left foot into the wall. Tone your belly in here, lengthen through your spine, and then bring your left toes out to the right side of your yoga mat. Tuck your toes and push through your heel. Okay, so to stretch out the left side body now, look back towards your left heel, lengthening. Good, breathe through the whole left side body. Okay, we're gonna inhale, you're gonna lift that heel up, and then turn your left knee out to the side. Exhale and squeeze that knee towards your left shoulder. Hug it in here. Kick your leg back with an inhale, and then as you exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Squeeze it in, hold for 3, 2, 1. Stretch your left foot straight back, place your toes down, let your left toes tuck underneath, and then tuck your right toes too. We're gonna lift up and back for an asymmetrical down dog. Stretch your left heel to the floor, stretch your spine nice and long. Good, and then bring your feet into balance. So downward facing dog, feet normal position, about hips width apart. Good. Take one big breath to stretch your spine long here, legs long, maybe a little smile on your face. We're gonna walk our feet all the way up to the top of our mat. Okay, at the top of your mat, you can press on your shins or the floor if you're very flexible. Lengthen your spine halfway up. And on your exhale, a big fold into the legs. Definitely let your knees bend if the hamstrings feel tight. You can shake your head here a little bit. We're going to push down through the feet, and on an inhale, reach up to the sky. On your exhale, let your hands come down to your heart. That half sun salutation, one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Use your whole exhale to fold to the floor. Re-extend your spine with an inhale, stretch through the crown of the head forward. And exhale as you come down. Press your feet, inhale, big lift all the way to the sky, taking the whole breath to come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So we're going to lift our right knee into the chest here, but before we do, press your left foot into the floor, lift your right heel, bring your hands to your heart. Now stabilize into your left foot and wait for an inhale to lift your right knee. You bend your left knee, and with an exhale, can you slowly step that right foot way to the back of your mat? Okay. We're going to leave that right heel up and take your fingertips to the floor, so a lunge pose. My feet are about hips width apart. Okay. Fingertips are barely touching the ground, so you're working in your legs. Okay, now wait for your inhale and use your whole inhale to stand up. Arms reaching up overhead. And just settle into your pose here for 3 or so breaths. Take your gaze steady forward. Notice the effect of each inhale, exhale. One more. Good. Then we're just going to spin our back heel to the ground. You might need to adjust your feet so they're lined up front to back. And we're going to keep our front knee bent. Okay, knee over the ankle. Press both feet into the floor. Let your arms rest by your sides. Take your gaze forward and then wait for an inhale to float your arms up. Settle your feet into the floor. With an exhale, let your shoulders drop down your back. Okay, with an inhale, turn your left palm up and extend your spine backwards, exalted warrior, lengthening through the left side body. And slowly use your whole exhale to come to side angle pose, elbow to knee, top arm can reach up and then over. Okay, so make this more about moving with your breath and feeling your breath than perfecting the shape of the poses. So let's do 2 more. Use your whole inhale to come up and back, really mindful of that breath, and your whole exhale to extend forward. Good. With your next exhale, touch your fingertips to the ground. We'll place our palms to the floor and then step your left foot back, plank pose. If that's hard, you can put your knees down for a half plank pose. Tone your belly and then bend your elbows just a few inches, so lowering just to hover. See if you can keep your shoulder blades hugged on your back and then press back up. So with your breath, 2 more. Exhale, we go down, bend the elbows, shoulders strong on the back, building arm strength. Up with your inhale. Head lower with your exhale, slow and mindful. Up with your inhale. On your exhale, all the way down to your belly. Point your toes back. Okay, wait for your inhale breath. And then when you inhale, lifting up to a cobra. With your exhale, lower all the way back down. And again, practicing moving with your breath. Go on your own for 2 more. Just mindful practice. Take your whole breath to move. Remember, our intention today is around slowing down the mind. Okay, coming out of here, you can take a child's pose, or if you'd rather, a downward facing dog. Watch each breath as it enters and exits the body. Watch the effect of each breath on the body. If you're in child's pose like me, we'll come on up to downward facing dog. And then we'll walk, or maybe you want to jump up to the top of your mat. Lift up halfway with your inhale. With your exhale, deep fold, bow into the legs, Uttanasana. Press your feet down, use your whole inhale breath to lift up to the sky. Bring your hands to your heart. Let everything in the body relax for a breath here. Soften behind the knees. Soften your glutes and your shoulders. Inhale, breath, lift the arms overhead. And exhale, breath, hands to your heart. Okay, feel your right foot on the floor, root down. Lift your left knee with an inhale, take your time. Use your exhale to step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Our feet are hips width apart, and then we're going to take our hands down to the ground. Okay, so fire up into your legs here and wait for an inhale. You're going to use a whole inhale to lift the arms overhead, and just do that mindfully, really paying attention when you're ready. Once the arms come up, notice that there's not much to do. Keep your gaze steady. Notice each breath as it enters and exits the body. Try to focus. Really notice what you're feeling. Notice what you could relax in the body, maybe the jaw or your face. With an exhale, we'll bring our hands down, and then we're just spinning our back heel to the floor. Okay, working strength in this front leg, bend your knee over the ankle for warrior 2. Let your arms drop by your sides and wait for an inhale to float the arms up. So we thread together the in-between spaces in our yoga practice, the transitions, so we stay really present the whole time. Turn your right palm up with an inhale, lean back. Okay, use your own breath flow here. Exhale, come forward. Reach that left arm over the ear, side angle pose. Okay, 2 more with your breath. Your objective isn't to get the pose absolutely perfect, right? That comes with practice over time, and it's always changing. We just want to keep our focus or keep our breath as mindful as possible. So we're really looking to notice what we're feeling. an exhale, touch your fingers to the floor. Lift your back heel up. Okay, place your palms. Step back to your plank pose. Hey, I did this with knees down last time. If you'd like to try with knees up, we could take 3 slow push-ups. Again, feel free to drop your knees down. Exhale, lower. Right, asking your body to work hard. Asking your mind to focus. Good. This last time we'll lower all the way down. Okay, and then make a little, place your forearms to the floor, elbows underneath the shoulders. Take a Sphinx pose. Anchor your tailbone down, feel the chest pull forward. And then set yourself on your low ribs. We're gonna reach our arms back and lift your feet up. Okay, so some back body activation here. Focus your gaze in one place. Notice how the mind does when we ask it to settle. Work through the back body, just use your breath. Place your hands to the ground. Shift back to a wider knee child's pose this time. And we're gonna lift on up from here. Now, I'm gonna turn to face you on my mat. If you wanna put some extra padding underneath your knee, you can. We're gonna step our right foot out to the side. My left hip is straight up and down over the left knee. I'm gonna turn the inner edge of my right foot to the ground and then reach your left arm up. Palm will face the head. Okay. Pull your right foot towards your left knee and vice versa. I'm gonna start to lean down my right leg for a side body stretch on my left. But we'll notice that there's quite a bit of core work going on here too. I'm not going to put all of my weight in my right hand. Maybe you can look up underneath the left arm. Use your breath. Try to turn your chest slightly more to the left. Good, and then engage your belly, lift that right arm up and over. Bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Now again, you don't have to move on your mat, but I'm just going to show you this from different angles. So bring your knees in, so they're standing underneath the hips now. I'm going to tuck my toes. Okay, you don't have to, but if that feels better to you, you could. I'm going to place my hands on the back of my hips and kind of pull my lower back down. Give your shoulders a roll up towards your ears and down onto your back. Really engage your belly here, and we're going to start to lift the sternum bone to the sky. Just an easy camel preparation pose. Keep your belly actively engaged to keep your low back feeling safe. One more breath. Good, we'll come on up and out. Bring your knees close together. Sit back to your heels for child's pose. Take a rest. Notice the muscles in your back adjusting as we go from extension to here flexion. Okay, and then we'll come on up again. So standing on the knees, I'm going to extend my left leg out to the side. Again, you don't have to turn on your mat, but I'll just do so to face you. I'm going to point my left toes forward, press into the inner edge of the left foot, and then squeeze your foot and knee towards the midline. So my inner thighs fire up and I'm hugging in towards center. Engage your belly, and with an inhale, reach your right arm up. Feel the right side lengthen, feel your core engaged, and I'm slowly going to slide my way over to the left. And let yourself breathe through that right side body. I barely have any weight in my left hand, so it becomes a bit of core work in addition to a side stretch. Okay, if I squeeze my inner thighs towards center here, I feel a little bit more power. Okay, slowly use an inhale to lift your left arm up to the top. Good, and then again, I'm going to take my hands to my hips. I'm going to step my left knee into center. Okay, so once again, I'm on the knees. If you needed a little extra padding, you could take your mat and fold it, or put a blanket or pillow underneath the knees. That can feel really nice. Feel free to repeat the same pose we did last time here. Roll your shoulders up onto the back and down. Okay, now push your inner knees into the floor and really make sure the belly is active. I'm going to start to lift my chest towards the sky. Now, if it feels good to any of you here to drop your hands or fingertips back to your heels, you could for Camel Pose. These more challenging poses are great places to make sure we're not going too far, to make sure that we can still take full breaths, to make sure we're still being aware of what we're feeling rather than asking our body to do something it's not ready for. Okay, engage your belly a lot. We're going to lift up, bring our hands to our heart. Okay, once again, if your mat is folded under your knees, you can release that. And we'll reach back for a child's pose, again releasing our low back. Press your palms to the floor here, tuck your toes. We're going to lift up for another downward facing dog. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Okay, so there's space between the bottoms of the ears and the tops of the shoulders. Okay, now I'm going to walk my left hand about a few inches towards the midline of my mat. And can you reach your right arm underneath you to grab your left shin or knee or ankle? I'll take a twisted down dog. This pose is pretty strong, actually. I know I said it was a beginner practice. It's pretty strong on the left shoulder. So feel that left shoulder anchor into your back, okay, as you look out underneath your left arm. See if you can tug on your right hand to twist the spine a little more. Take a breath. And then switch your hands. Place your right hand a little more narrow than you would normally for your down dog. Reach to the outside of your left leg, anywhere from your thigh to your ankle with your left hand. Anchor your right shoulder down and onto the back in deep breaths. Just letting ourselves take a little while in the poses today, keeping our minds steady. And replace both of your hands to the floor. And we're going to come forward to take a seat. You can bring your shins forward. Okay, I'm going to stretch my right leg forward and bring my left foot into the right thigh. Okay, here I'm going to take a twist. So we're going to turn our belly forward towards the right leg. Wait for an inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Good, and then from this position, I'm going to twist to my right. Take your left hand to your right knee. My right hand's going to come behind. Some of you might be able to reach for your left thigh with your right hand. Good, I'm twisting and looking back over my right shoulder. Okay, untwist, turn forward. Here I'm going to extend over my right leg for Shavasana. If your hamstring's really tight, you can leave a little bend in your knee. I'm going to keep opening my right side belly to the right. And then as your body allows, again, following the natural flow of your breath, not forcing anything, we'll fold here a little deeper. Okay, lift up about halfway, and then wait for an inhale. And with your inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And then see if you can keep your arms up, and can you switch your legs? Maybe you can move your legs without using your hands and settle them into our second side position with left leg forward. Okay, from here, as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. I'm going to take my right knee outside of the, or my right hand outside of the left knee, left calf, okay, and twist to the left. Feel all those little spaces between your ribs here. As you inhale, the muscles change shape. You'll feel the muscles between the ribs stretch, and then as you exhale, empty out, squeeze the ribs. Good. Unfold or unwind with an inhale, reach the arms up. Okay, we're going to keep ourselves turned over this left leg. Lean forward. Can you re-lengthen your spine? And we'll take an easy fold over the left leg. So never having to force ourselves. You don't have to grab onto your foot and pull. You can hold your foot, but don't pull. So wherever your body naturally comes to rest, then at that point, we just go to our breath. Watch what you feel on the inhale. Watch what you feel on the exhale, and let both body and mind become a little bit quieter. Again, we're using this yoga practice today to set us up for quiet mind. And we're going to lift up halfway. Okay, and then once you're halfway up, engage your belly, reach your arms overhead and lift the hands. And then see if you can bring that left foot in, bring your right foot in so the soles of the feet have come to touch. Okay, we're not going to stay with Baddha Konasana too long, but holding your feet, can you pull that little round out of your low back, lift up nice and tall? Can you squeeze your glutes towards the midline a bit and shrug your shoulders away from your ears? If your body allows for any amount of forward bend, you can fold in. Sometimes just a little bit of a tilt in the pelvis can feel like enough. We'll stay here 2 more breaths. Close your eyes. With our inhale, we'll lift up to a seat. Bring your knees in together. Now reach your feet forward. We're going to wrap our hands around the shins and try to place your forehead to the knees. So dome your spine backwards as far as it'll go. Tuck your chin into your chest. Imagine like you were going to put the top of your head on your knees. Good, so a nice back body opening. Let your shoulders slide down away from your ears. Good, we'll come on up and then unwind, roll yourself to the floor. And now earlier I had us take cactus arms, so let's do that again. Elbows bent out to the sides. Okay, bring your knees to center, squeeze your knees together at the middle, and then we're slowly going to drop our knees to the right. Extra challenge, can you keep your left elbow close to the floor, maybe on the floor. Squeeze your belly, lift your knees up to the center, and then as you exhale, slowly drop them to the right. See if you can close your eyes here, and we'll just do this 2 more times. Engage belly up to center, knees center. Exhale to the right, so slow. And slowly up to center. Exhale slowly to the left. Slowly to the center. Okay, last round, eyes closed. Focusing your mind, simple movements. Leave your knees here on the left side. You can hold your right knee with your left hand. If you'd like, you could turn your gaze to the right, and we'll spend a few breaths here. Let everything settle down. And close your eyes, and again, notice the mind. Notice what you can hear. Bring your knees up to center. Slowly drop your knees off to the right. You can place your right hand on your left knee. You can look out to the left. And so this whole practice today was built around moving slowly and mindfully, so that by the end of class we could have a quiet mind. So let your body be still here, and as we come to rest on this side, notice, how is my mind? Has it quieted down? Bring your knees up to center, and from here we're going to stretch our legs out for Shavasana. And we're going to use these first few moments of our Shavasana practice like a meditation. Take time to adjust your body, so use the first few seconds of Shavasana to set your legs so they feel symmetrical, and your hips and arms and shoulders, so the whole body feels balanced left to right sides. And then take a few subtle breaths to let your body come into perfect stillness. If we can let the body be still, the mind might also follow. So asking your body to be in perfect stillness. Resist moving your fingertips or your toes. If you notice an urge to move, just see if you can relax that body part. When the body becomes still enough and when the mind becomes still, we'll come to a place where we barely have to move our breath at all. You'll notice that your breath becomes perhaps shallow at times. You might even notice that your breath takes natural pauses once in a while. Enjoy those natural pauses. It's indicative of a quiet mind. If your mind needs support to rest quietly, notice sounds you can hear around you. Let yourself scan through any physical sensations you notice, and anytime you notice a body part, let it relax further. And please feel free to enjoy this quiet Shavasana quite a bit longer. The idea is that after we've spent an hour or so in mindfulness practice, practicing poses and breath mindfully, that the mind will be able to rest in a quiet place. And so it's great after our yoga practice to enjoy that quiet mind state that we've created. The more time we spend feeling quiet mind, the easier it is for us to come back to that place again. So enjoy your Shavasana. Thank you for joining me this morning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. More information in the details below, in the details section below this class. Please feel free to take a look. Thank you and namaste.